Hi, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading. We're going to be covering your next chapter in life and what you're walking into. What are the themes that are going to be surrounding this next chapter, what you can experience, and what to expect. So, everything that you need to know at this time. And the cards that you're pulling for your next chapter, the first card we have here is Libra energy. So you will be possessing some strong Libra energy within this next chapter, and we will talk about that. I did post Libra's reading before yours, so you could watch that as an extra reference to your next chapter, okay? And then you also are pulling the 12th house, which is super interesting. And it's the house of surrender. So we'll be talking about that as well. With these two cards combined, I do feel like this is a chapter of spirituality or spiritual refinement. You could be doing some karmic releases. You could feel like your soul is rebalancing in a very strong way with that Libra influence. I feel like this is bringing in a chapter where you learn to trust your intuition more. You could be taking certain steps to protect your peace, like setting boundaries. And I feel like you're choosing harmony over chaotic energy, like people who bring chaos or drama into your life. You're choosing peace. You're not going to be avoiding conflict, but you're understanding yourself more deeply. Okay, so that you're not bringing those energies with you into this next chapter. So, with this Libra energy, it talks about you living a more harmonious life, feeling like you are more cooperative, or even other people towards you are cooperating with you better. You'll be feeling more balanced. You'll be very socially aware. You could be very artistic in this next chapter. Okay. Also, you could be addressing your, like if you have a tendency to people please, you could be addressing that and now setting boundaries, or just, refining yourself a little bit more so that you're not always saying yes when you really want to say no. You'll have more fair and balanced connections or environments. You are becoming more idealistic. Something about your aesthetic could be coming better, which is really fun. You'll be more choosy, okay? So sometimes people think of Libras as indecisive, but it's more so like being aware of your options and not settling. You'll feel very aspirational. You could be feeling more graceful. You could be more considerate or attracting more considerate people in your life. And there's definitely a very flattering or charming energy coming from you with that Libra energy. So, with this chapter with Libra, it talks about relationships healing, karmic partnerships, and how you can resolve that, choosing your peace over people pleasing, restoring your emotional balance. Also, attracting like reciprocity or attracting very balanced connections, attracting very fair and equal connections. You're also going to be seeing the truth beyond these connections. So, connections that you value, but also seeing the truth. Are they good for me or are they not? And I feel like you're bringing in some harmony with your inner self and also your outer world. So this is like you stepping into alignment with the Libra energy. All right. So expect also with the Libra energy just softer connections, nicer people coming towards you. I don't know if you had like in your past chapter you dealt with very mean people. I don't know what that's about, but you are attracting friendlier, kinder, more gentle, more compassionate hearts towards you, whether that's friendships, family, love, and of course, work related. Okay. And also fair exchanges. So, like what you pay for, actually getting good value out of that. If you've been stuck in a really nasty contract, you could be getting out of that and finding something that's just a little bit more fair. All right. So, yeah. And also, when it comes to your romantic partners, just more loving and more present. Okay. So, I love that for you. Now, we have the 12th house, which is the house of surrender. The 12th house is just about your intuition, also solitude. So, you may be, just having more alone time or more me time in this next chapter. It talks about your subconscious, so something about your mind rewiring your brain and changing your reality. This could be a lot of karmic endings that are happening during this chapter for you. You could be finding hidden blessings, like things that you overlooked that you will find very useful or resourceful in this next chapter for you. Also, like the 12th house talks about your ancestors and being guided by them. So you could feel more aligned and closer to your spirit guides during this time. And also, you will want to pay attention to your dreams and your psychic abilities during this time. That intuition is going to be so strong. Okay. So, with these two cards being here, I feel like this next chapter, it's an energy of like relationship karma being resolved for you. Also, old emotional wounds are dissolving for you. You may feel really deeply rooted in your spirituality. You also could have newfound peace, you know, in your spirit and your being, in your surroundings. You definitely are cutting out a lot of confusion and you're getting a lot of clarity. And I feel like you are meeting some deep soul connections, like really good friends, a really good partner during this chapter in your life. You could be meeting a soulmate during like an unexpected moment, or even when you feel like life is becoming really quiet. This is when you're meeting your soulmate. And there is also a lot of closure with past lovers or karmic partners coming in for you. Okay. Those of you who have dealt with abandonment wounds, whether it's from relationships, family, situations, I feel like you're going to be healing from that as well. So that is really good. Some of you guys could get into spirituality and start reading for other people, or you may find that you have some type of psychic ability. You could be strengthening your spiritual gifts during this time. And also, I feel like the most important thing with that Libra energy is you're going to learn how to balance between giving and receiving. So you're no longer being taken advantage of, which is really nice. All right. So what else can you tell me for Scorpio? What else can Scorpio expect during this time where they're moving into their next chapter? Ooh, that was a mouthful. I know. Oh my God. Okay, let's see. Tell me about this next chapter for Scorpio. What can you tell me? Oops. Okay. What's on the bottom of the deck? Bottom of the deck, we have wine. So just know that your life is developing over time. You have great flavor, okay? Because I do feel like you're going to have so much charisma or charm or just even beauty or handsomeness in this next chapter. So just know everybody wants a piece, okay? You have good flavor. There's something about your family's legacy. Something is changing within you, Libra, but also within your family, and it's major and it's very positive. You are going to experience the good stuff. You have a certain way to finesse your destiny. So if you felt like you were not having the best luck recently, you are finessing it into really good luck. If you felt very misfortunate, you are finessing that into really great karma, okay? With alchemy or even transmutation, you are able to change the direction of what you feel like was not going so well for you. And you're going through some type of transformation. You could be ripening, and something is going to age very well for you. So again, if you're going through certain circumstances right now where you feel judged, or if you feel like it's not your best look right now, something's going to age very well where you would have never expected a very positive outcome from a weird situation, okay? All right, so the cards that you're pulling here, Scorps, we have the Wheel of Fortune and we have Glass Heart, which is how you could feel right now, like your heart is made of glass, okay? So with the Wheel of Fortune, expect fate to be working in your favor. Expect your karma to be very positive, or you're clearing out karmic situations so that you can lead on a very lucky life. There's an end of a cycle for you. The universe is forcing things right now, so you could feel like a lot of this change feels very forced, which doesn't feel so good. Nobody wants to be told what to do, or nobody wants to be forced into something that they feel confused about. But you will see that the universe had your best interest at heart. You're getting what you deserve out of this situation. Something is out of your hands now. You are following destiny. And there's a lot of synchronicities coming towards you as well, just confirming this release. All right. And then we have glass heart. So it talks about you being a little bit more vulnerable. You will be getting apologies during this next chapter, or you could even be giving out apologies where you feel like it's due. Okay. You are more delicate. Something is becoming clear for you. You may feel a little bit more sensitive, but you also have openness, which is really nice. You will need to handle yourself very carefully, like handle yourself with grace. Do not be your harshest critic. Don't be so down on yourself during this time. There's an energy of transparency. Some of you guys could be opening up or maybe even seeking therapy and just really putting it out on the table, and it's going to make you feel so good. All right, there's a connection coming in for you during this chapter that's going to be very strong. Someone who may break down the walls that you built up. There's forgiveness in this next chapter, and it's also urging you to take risks during this time, okay? All right, so let's jump into your reading and see what's going on with my Scorps. Give me some messages for Scorp for their next chapter. What can you tell me about this next chapter? What can you tell me about this next chapter for my Scorpios? What can they expect? All right, we have the Wheel of Fortune coming out a second time, or the wheel energy. That's confirmation for you that your circumstances are changing for the better. I feel like most recently, Scorpio, you've been feeling like you've been very unlucky or you've been given the short end of the stick. No matter what you've been trying, it feels like things have been failing. But you're about to have this very swift change where things are going to be looking up for you, where you're going to feel like you're riding on top of the wheel and not under it. You're going to feel like fate is working in your favor, that you're getting very lucky, that life is moving into a much more better pace for you. So things are changing. Right now, you're being asked to be the Eight of Pentacles, which is just very dedicated and very focused towards your goals. You're being asked to work hard, and not because the universe wants to exhaust you, but I feel like when you're so focused and concentrated on a big goal, you don't have time to think about your life negatively. You don't have time to feel distracted by people who blindly are deterring you from your destiny. So just working really hard, being busy and staying busy is going to keep you out of a lot of trouble and a lot of doubt and worries, okay? All right. So the cards that you're pulling, Scorpio, we have the Fool. We have the Eight of Wands in reverse. And we also have the Nine of Wands, okay? All right, I'm really paying attention to this Eight of Wands in reverse. This is that energy of the universe feeling like they're forcing you to go, or forcing you to do, or forcing you to change direction. Things could be happening all at once where your head is spinning and you're like, wait a minute, can we slow down a little bit? I can barely keep up, okay? So you could be feeling a little frustrated with your guides right now of why they're piling stuff on you when you can barely keep ahead. But there's a reason for this, It's like the universe is forcing you to go, 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 because if not, you could have missed your moment, or you may have not acted with urgency like they're requiring you to do right now to change your circumstances. So this is not punishment, this is redirection. Now, another thing I'm feeling with this Eight of Wands is bad communication, but someone blowing up your phone. This feels like someone who could be blowing up your phone, saying mean things to you, or they keep calling you to where you're not even able to use your phone. Every time you go to try to use your phone, this person is just calling back to back to back. You could block them and they still find a way towards you. And it could feel very frustrating. Like, just leave me alone already. So this is confirmation. This is like some type of confirmation that things are about to change for you. If you're dealing with this most recently, there's like some type of awful individual like really trying to distract you or draw you into conflict, and they're doing it back to back. This is confirmation that things are going to change, okay? Now, you do have the Fool here, so you are going to be taking a leap of faith. I feel like you've already taken this risk or this leap of faith, and you felt positive about it because you landed on your feet. I also feel like you're changing so much, Scorpio, based off of the circumstances that you've dealt with, maybe some misfortune that you've dealt with recently. It is changing you for the better. Your interests, your hobbies, your likes and your dislikes are changing so much, and you're learning so much new things about yourself. You're about to meet a lot of new people through different environments. And you also could be going into a new industry or starting a new job soon. Clarify the Fool for my Scorpios. All right, we have the Nine of Swords. So even though this leap of faith is leading you towards a lot of positive things, you can't help but to think about when's this next disaster going to happen. It's almost like you're awaiting some type of tower where the rug gets pulled from under you and this was all just a dream, but it's not, okay? So I think this is why the universe is requiring you at this time to be the Eight of Pentacles, because if you keep busy in your day, you won't have time to sit and overthink, okay? So that's the only thing. You're not being worked to the bone. The universe doesn't want you to slave your life away. They just want you to stay with a clear mindset, especially with that Nine of Swords can talk about how you're having a lot of negative thinking and you're having a hard time trusting your future. Oh. Confirmation. Okay. So you are just, it's like you're foreshadowing some type of tower, like I said, where the rug is going to be pulled from you and all of this is just fake, or, this was just a false alarm. But I feel like this is not coming for you. Or if you are going to experience a blow up, it's a positive blow up where the universe is repositioning you into the life that you desire and that you deserve. So yeah, I just see a lot of overthinking. And the best thing to do to stay out of confusion and out of sadness, depression, or just overthinking and worrying so much about your life is to stay busy with whatever you can do. Even if you got all your work done for the day, insert some new things into your routine. You are the Fool, which talks about you learning new things about yourself. You may find that you actually like nuts. Maybe that was the wrong thing to say. But like peanuts and walnuts and stuff like that. Like maybe you avoided them for years because it just wasn't your thing. And then you recently went somewhere, had some food, maybe ate a walnut on the side, and you're like, wow, I really like that now. So there's some new things that you're finding out about yourself that can create new habits for you, a new routine for you, new interests that you can sprinkle into your routine to keep you busy. Okay. So there's always something to do. There's always something to explore here. That's kind of the gist of this. Maybe you like nuts. That was crazy. All right, let's see. Clarify the Nine of Swords for my Scorps. Yeah, you are just wondering if your bad luck is still following you, and it's not, okay? You're not cursed. You're not cast down to the pits of, you know what, okay? That's not happening for you. This is just more so in your mind. Your mind does rule your reality, but if you're able to shift your thinking and live in the moment, you'll see that things are starting to look up much more positively for you, okay? All right. So we have the Eight of Wands, and I already told you what I felt about this energy. The universe is forcing your movement. They want you to act and not sit still. They want you to be brave and, move forward, have momentum, make progress. So something is being forced. It feels like too much to handle, but you will shock yourself with how you handle this with grace. Now, there also is someone here who's blowing you up, and they're saying some very worrisome things to you, trying to get your attention, trying to get you maybe to feel guilty. Maybe this person is really wanting you like to manipulate a situation between you two. I feel like even though this is like unfavorable and who wants to deal with that, this is confirmation that life is about to change for you. So if they have to blow you up for that confirmation, then so be it. But let's see what's going on with this energy. What's the Eight of Wands in reverse for Scorpio? All right, so you have confirmation. You have a lot of confirmations here. Okay, first and foremost, this could be a lover or someone that you considered a soulmate, but they're actually karmic who's blowing you up. And there's confirmation that in the future, you're going to deal with someone that's much more aligned to you, someone who prioritizes you more, someone who makes you a priority in their life, basically, and someone who spends more time or effort towards the connection. So there's confirmation of a new love, a real soulmate, not a karmic, who's coming in your life soon. You also have confirmation with the Page of Swords that things that you have researched recently or that you've become very curious about will be a part of your path ahead. For example, if you got very curious about some type of side income, maybe you started researching trading, which a lot of people are doing right now. Maybe you started researching content creation or a digital store or drop shipping or something. There's something you've been researching, and this is confirmation that you will be taking part of this and changing your life for the better with this resource. Now, you also have confirmation of your finances coming together really nicely. I see you as the Queen of Pentacles or the King of Pentacles. So because of your consistency and your discipline, your good energy that you bring into any environment, you will have an abundance upgrade coming in for you in this chapter. You will feel more secure with your finances. You will have more financial freedom, and you'll be living a much more comfortable life. You could become very spiritual in a sense where you are picking up some witchy rituals, okay? Because the Queen of Pentacles does give me a witchy energy. So this is just like nature practices. Maybe you're working with herbs, or you're working with crystals, or you could be working with water. You could be working with fire, whatever it is. Maybe you're becoming a way better cook even, okay? I do see that with the Queen of Pentacles as well. Your household will be very organized, and it will be your safe place in this next chapter. Now, I do see someone here who's been watching you. Could be a little bit of a stalker energy, and they are blowing up your phone because you could be, you're focused on your goals. This is happening during a time that you're actually staying busy, that you're filling up your routine with a lot of new things that are healthy for you. And this person may feel targeted in a way that they're no longer your center of attention. So I see this person just stalking you and blowing you up and demanding your presence, demanding you talk to them. But they're an awful individual. I'm sorry to say that, but with the Eight of Wands in reverse, I just think about like the meanest things that someone just keeps harassing you with. And this person's awful. So, I hope that this is the end of a cycle between you and this person, because they just seem to bring you down. Tell me about the Page of Swords with this person who is targeting Scorpio. Now, this is confirmation that things are going to take a big change for you, but it is awful. Tell me about the Page of Swords. This person. Okay, what else? Okay, so again, I see this person reaching out to you during a time that you're super concentrated on your goals, or you're doing something very healthy for yourself. They're wanting your help. This person could want money from you, or they may want you to come and do an act of service for them. But I don't know. This person just seems like an awful individual. And I feel like you have people please this person a lot in your past, but that is coming to an end, okay? So you're no longer helping this person anymore. You're going to stay very focused. But when they do reach out with all of this conflict, that is confirmation for you. I just want to keep reminding you that, okay? Last but not least, we have the Nine of Wands. I love to see this card because the Nine of Wands does talk about someone who could be very timid or very shy. It's also someone who's dealt with great struggles in life that is just like scared of another tower. Like, I've been through so many towers, I just don't want any more. And they start to build a fortress around themselves for protection. And this could be seen as someone being guarded, but it also is an energy of setting boundaries towards people who want to just take advantage. And from this individual doing this, I see you taking that first step of saying no and setting a very clear boundary and not folding from that. And I feel like this is leading you to a very positive beginning in this next chapter where you're not going to be overly giving of yourself. You're not going to be entertaining one-sided or unfair situations, and you're going to stop people pleasing towards the people period. It doesn't matter if they're good people with good intentions or bad people with bad intentions. If doesn't want to do it, if Scorpio doesn't have the time to do it, if Scorpio doesn't see it valuable in their life, they're just not going to go through with it. And this is the new energy that you're adopting that's going to lead you to a lot of success. Clarify the Nine of Wands for Scorps. All right, so we have the Six of Wands here. People will actually like see you as a leader for you being able to say no or set boundaries, because a lot of people do struggle with this. It wasn't just you for a while. A lot of people struggle with overly giving themselves, being taken advantage of. And I feel like from this strength that you're showing of just standing tall on what your wants and your needs and not folding on that, you're going to get very popular off of that. People are going to feel inspired by that. Your family, your friends, strangers, people you work with. And you're getting a lot of reward or recognition from just not giving too much of your value for free. So this is even within your money, your abundance, when it comes to your career, your business, or even this side hustle that you could be starting. You're not being taken for granted. You're going to set your prices of what you deserve, or you're going to ask for the salary that you deserve, and you're not going to give any more than what's required to have that. You're just kind of like noticing your value, and you're putting it out there, and you're being respected for it. Now, the Nine of Wands to the Six of Wands also talks about blocking on social media. So you may set up really strong boundaries on social media of who can view your profile, who can comment, who can, you're just setting up very strong boundaries. So I see you like either blocking individuals who have caused you harm, or this could even be like making your page private. So anyone who wasn't following you and trying to spy on you sneakily will no longer be able to do that. All right, we also have the Magician. So once you do empower yourself to set boundaries, to guard yourself from users or people who take advantage, you will see that you start to manifest things more clearly into your life. This is one of those situations that is a story that has been told for the longest time, where the universe will not bless you with your greatest blessing if you are surrounded by users. If you're surrounded with people that do not deserve the blessing that you're being blessed with, the universe will hold it back until you separate yourself. And so you may start to see that, wow, I am a powerful manifester. I'm very magical. Anything I set my intentions to come true fast for me. And the biggest reason for this is because you set boundaries and you separate yourself from those karmic energies, okay? Let's clear. So you could be gatekeeping your energy, but who cares? Your energy is very sacred and it's special. It's regal, okay? So you definitely should gatekeep for those who do not align, or people who do not value that, they definitely cannot get into your sacred space. Clarify the Six of Wands for Scorps. All right, so commitment. So, you know, the busy work that I was talking about earlier, how the universe wants you to stay very busy. And you may not even really understand why you're needing to be so busy all the time right now. You also are mastering discipline or commitment towards your goals. And from you staying busy, you're building that natural habit to get up and go and to put in the effort for what you want. And from that, you're going to get a lot of recognition, success, or reward, okay? And then lastly, clarify the Magician. All right. Magician is trap. And there was one of those cards that I showed you guys. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Where do we put it? Wait a minute. I think it's on the bottom of the deck. The wine card, okay? The wine card. All right, so this card talks about something that ages well. And remember I told you how if you're feeling like your circumstances are not the best right now, you're going to be able to transmute that into a very powerful outcome where something ages well for you, even though it didn't look likely to happen. I feel like that's the Magician with the trap card. The trap card talks about like a lure or like tricking something. And when it comes to your manifestations, I feel like you're able to allure your manifestations or your desires towards you because of this change. And it's happening very fast. So even something that you felt like was not destined in this season, you are still receiving because you're able to change in your energy so quickly that therefore it changes your surroundings, okay? You are the most powerful manifester, and you will be realizing that very soon, okay? All right, so with that being said, Scorps, this is your reading. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Please like the video. It helps me out a lot. Also, guys, make sure to comment down below, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on your next one. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.